A boy, standing on the roof of his school. He's looking straight down, eyes empty, face completely still. His classmates are screaming from the ground below, "Get down, please get down!" But he doesn't move, because coming down means going back. Going back to the hallways, the classroom, the faces that turned his life into a living nightmare. And to him, right now, that's worse than falling. His name is Park Dae-suk, and what happens next will shake an entire country's education system to its core. Welcome back. Today we're breaking down one of the most talked about Korean dramas of the year, Chamgyo-yuk, which roughly translates to True Education, or Teach Me If You Can. It's on Netflix, and if you haven't heard of it yet, you're about to add it straight to your watch list. Now, before you think this is just another high school drama, it's not. This show is a gut punch. It asks questions that are uncomfortable and real. What happens when the kids in power have parents who are the power? What happens when teachers are too scared to teach? And what does justice actually look like when the system is designed to protect the guilty? The man at the center of all of this is Na Hwa-jin, and I promise you, you've never seen a character quite like him. But to understand Hwa-jin, we need to go back 2 years. We open in a courtroom. The atmosphere is suffocating. The judge is reading out a verdict, and sitting in the dock is a teenager, Cho Yu-chol. He's not scared. He's not remorseful. There's just this unsettling blankness in his eyes, like he genuinely doesn't understand what the fuss is about. The charge? Murder. His victim was a teacher named Choi Ga-yoon. She was brave, dedicated, the kind of educator who didn't give up on anyone, not even the most troublesome student in the building. Yu-chol himself was that student. He terrorized classmates, extorted money from weaker kids, made staff members' lives miserable. But Ga-yoon refused to write him off. She kept trying to reach him, and that compassion cost her everything. The judge announces the sentence, 2 to 4 years, reduced because the defendant is a minor from a troubled home. 2 to 4 years for a human life. In the gallery, a man sits perfectly still. No tears, no visible reaction. But behind those calm eyes, something is breaking completely apart. That man is Na Hwa-jin, Ga-yoon's fiancé. Outside the courthouse, another man stands alone, rigid, expressionless. This is Choi Gong-suk, Ga-yoon's father. He keeps thinking about something his daughter used to say, a belief she held so deeply she said it like a law of nature. If adults start fearing children, the world is finished. She's gone, but those words aren't. Choi Gong-suk makes a decision right there. He will become South Korea's Minister of Education, and when he does, he will build something new, a special government agency called the GPDE, the Educational Rights Protection Bureau. Its inspectors will go directly into schools, identify what's broken, and fix it, by any means necessary. No limits on disciplinary methods. If a student only responds to a firm hand, then that's what they'll get. And the first inspector to join? Na Hwa-jin. For him, this isn't a career move, it's a vow. The only way he knows to honor the woman he lost. 2 years later, present day, Daehan High School. And let's be clear, this isn't your average school. Think of it as the Korean equivalent of the most exclusive private school you can imagine, except with zero accountability. These kids walk into class knowing full well that their dad makes one phone call, their teacher's contract disappears overnight. The unofficial king of this school is Ryu Jeon-hyung, 18 years old, entitled beyond belief, and absolutely untouchable, because his father is Ryu Gwang-pil, a sitting member of the National Assembly and the frontrunner to become South Korea's next president. Jeon-hyung knows exactly what his father's name is worth, and he uses it like a weapon every single day. This school runs on a brutal, ritualized hierarchy. At the very bottom is Kim Kyung-min, the kid everyone shoves around, the one with no allies, no protection, no way out. Jung Hyung and his crew have created a sick little tradition they call the outcast ceremony. The weakest student in the class gets publicly named the school's outcast, and a baton is passed to them in a mock ceremony, complete with applause, cheering, as if humiliating a classmate is something worth celebrating. Kyung-min has to accept it. He stands there, head down, taking it. There's not enough fight left in him to protest. But here's the thing. The boy who held that position before Kyung-min, Park Dae-suk, remember him from the rooftop? He jumped. The school said it was academic pressure. The teachers said it was academic pressure. The principal said it was academic pressure. Everyone knows that's not the full story. But no one says a word, because Jun Young's father's shadow hangs over this entire school like a storm cloud that never breaks. That night in the school corridors, Jun Young and his friends have cornered Kyung-min. One of them pulls out a bottle of alcohol, grinning. "You're the new outcast. That means you do what we say. Drink up." Kyung-min can't say no, can't fight back, can't even cry. The rest of the class is just watching, not helping, not objecting, just watching, because they're relieved it's not them. And then someone walks into the corridor. Middle-aged, unremarkable on the surface, calm face, casual stride. But his eyes, there's something burning behind those eyes, cold, controlled, and utterly unafraid. Without saying a single word, he walks straight into the group and slaps one of the ringleaders hard across the face. The corridor goes dead silent. Jun Young squares up immediately. "Who the hell are you? Are you even a teacher?" The man answers quietly. "I was assigned to this school today. I'm your new homeroom teacher." Jun Young smirks. "You have no idea who you're dealing with. The rules here don't apply to people like us." The man reaches into his jacket and pulls out his ID badge. "My name is Na Hua Jin, Inspector, Educational Rights Protection Bureau, GPDE." Nobody in this school has heard of the GPDE. The principal comes rushing in, flustered, calculating, already running political scenarios in his head. "There's no problem here. Our students come from very influential families. A member of the National Assembly. You don't want to start trouble you can't finish." Hua Jin's expression doesn't change, not even slightly. He says, "A doctor who's afraid of their patients can't treat them properly. A lawyer who's afraid of their clients can't defend them properly. A teacher who's afraid of their students, can they actually teach?" He lets that sit in the room for a moment. Then he walks to his classroom. The next morning, first period, Hua Jin calls roll. Students are half awake, on their phones, barely acknowledging him. He goes through the names calmly. Ko Gyung-chan, here. Kim Kyung-min, here. Kim Kwang-soo, here. Ryu Jun-young. Silence. He calls the name again. Jun-young stares at the ceiling. Then Hua Jin says, "Park Dae-suk." Every single person in that room goes still, because Dae-suk is dead. Hua Jin speaks slowly, deliberately. "Do you know why Dae-suk ended up the way he did?" A girl answers, the kind of flat, rehearsed answer that's clearly been agreed upon. Academic stress. He couldn't handle the pressure. Or, Hua Jin says, did someone in this room bully him so relentlessly, made his life so unbearable, that he decided he couldn't stay in it anymore? Nobody speaks. Jun Young's jaw tightens almost imperceptibly. Remorse, Hua Jin continues, is not something you feel in your head. It's something you show with your body. Everyone, plank position, hold it. Within hours, a video clip is circulating online. A teacher slapping a student. The internet goes to war with itself. Half the comments are outrage. This inspector should be arrested immediately. The other half, finally, someone who actually does something. But the real political explosion comes from one man.
Ryu Guangpil holds a press conference. He is smooth, authoritative, the kind of politician who has practiced his outrage until it looks genuine. The GPDE must be disbanded. They are violating human rights of students. They are dragging South Korea's education system back to a darker era. Protesters gather outside the National Assembly. Disband the GPDE. Protect students' rights. Meanwhile, Education Minister Choi Gong-sak watches all of this from behind his desk, almost serene. A journalist corners him. "Minister, is the GPDE really trampling on students' rights?" He looks straight into the camera and says, "Human rights? You want to talk about human rights? South Korea's education system has failed. Students trust private tutoring academies more than their actual schools. They respect those tutors more than their teachers. And in the schools we call sacred, we now have gambling, drug use, sexual harassment, gang activity. Teachers are afraid of their own students. How is any real learning supposed to happen? The GPDE exists to protect the right to learn." Back at Daehan High, Hua Jin keeps pushing. Lunch period. Jun Young, as always, strolls to the front of the cafeteria line. No one stops him. No one ever stops him. But Hua Jin is standing right there. He takes Jun Young's tray and dumps the food. Everyone waits in line, including you. Jun Young is trembling, not with fear, but pure ego-bruised rage. He's never been spoken to like this in his life. He wants to explode, but the entire cafeteria is watching. Then Hua Jin does something nobody expects. He picks up a bowl of soup and tips it directly over Jun Young's head. Vegetables in his hair, broth dripping down his designer uniform. "You've got spring onion on your face," Hua Jin says pleasantly. The cafeteria is in shock, dead silence. Then nervous, stunned whispers. Hua Jin hands Jun Young a mop. "Clean up your mess." This isn't just punishment. This is a message broadcast to every student in that room. Your father's name means nothing inside these walls. That evening, Hua Jian drives to Ryu Jun Young's house. Ryu Guangpil opens the door and looks at him like something he stepped on. "Do you understand what you're doing? Do you understand who I am?" Hua Jian says simply, "I'm here to collect your son. He left before completing his cleaning duties. That's a student responsibility."
Guangpil's composure slips. "You're deliberately targeting my family. You're trying to link me to the Daesuk situation. This ends badly for you." Hua Jin doesn't flinch. "Your campaign slogan was people as people, politics as politics. I feel the same way. Teachers as teachers, students as students." He turns to Jun Young. "Let's go." The lift doors close. Guangpil calls out, "You're making a mistake." "Maybe," Hua Jin says. The doors shut. Over the next few days, something quietly shifts at Daehan High. Jun Young's circle is contracting. The kids who surrounded him out of fear are beginning to notice something. This inspector doesn't back down. He doesn't take calls from powerful parents. He doesn't disappear after one bad news cycle. Maybe, for the first time, the balance of power at this school is actually changing. Youngmin walks through the lunch line on his own, gets his food, sits down, eats without anyone bothering him. It's a small thing. For him, it's everything. But Jun Young isn't done. He comes up with a plan. During a cleaning duty session in the bathroom, he deliberately slams his own head against the toilet, hard enough to draw blood. Then he runs out into the hallway screaming, "He hit me! The inspector slammed my head!" He has someone film it on their phone. Within an hour, it's everywhere. The next morning, every major news outlet is running it. GPDE inspector injures student. Ryu Guangpil immediately holds another press conference. "These people are a danger to children. Shut them down." Parliament erupts. Even members of the minister's own party start murmuring, "GPDE won't survive this." Hua Jin, somehow, is the calmest person in the building. He walks into the principal's office and says, "Look at the injury.
The angle, the shape, that's not from being struck by someone. That's from a self-inflicted blow. The boy can hurt other people. He doesn't have the nerve to hurt himself, so he had to build up to it. That wound is fake. The principal can't act on this. Won't, more accurately. The boy's father is running for president. You don't make enemies like that on a hunch. But Hua Jin isn't asking permission. He already knows the truth will come out. At this point, we're also introduced to a new GPDE team member, Bong Gun-dae. He's been sent undercover, enrolled as a transfer student at a rougher school across the city, Guan Vocational High. A school so notorious, there are actual online rankings calling it a pipeline for delinquents, the kind of place where teachers beg to be transferred out. On his first day, a group immediately surrounds him. You're new, pay up, protection tax. Bong Gun-dae tilts his head. A protection tax? Do I get a receipt? When they say no, he just shrugs. Fair enough, here. He hands over one shoe. The group stares at him, stares at him. Nobody knows what to do with this person. Bong Gun-dae walks to class like absolutely nothing happened. This school has no idea what just enrolled. Meanwhile, a separate case lands on the GPDE's desk that raises a completely different kind of question. A teacher at another school was accused by a student of sexual harassment. Before any legal process could take place, the accusation went viral on social media. Influencers shared the clip, opinion pieces piled on. Within days, the court of public opinion had already delivered its verdict. The teacher, facing total destruction of his reputation, took his own life. Only now, evidence is emerging that the situation might have been far more complicated than the viral narrative suggested. Hua Jin sits with his team. One post on social media can end a person's life, and we call that justice? It's a question that hangs in the air, because the show is smart enough not to give you an easy answer. Are students always the victims? Can teachers be victims too? And who decides when there aren't enough facts, just algorithms and outrage? Episode 3 takes us somewhere deeper. We get to spend more time with who Gayan actually was. She wasn't just a symbol or a plot device. She was warm and funny. She had a guy she was planning a life with. She used to tease Hua Jin, drag him places he didn't want to go, light up every room she walked into. And she was fearless in her classroom, even with Cho Gyu-chul, the student who eventually killed her. He was violent, predatory, had built a reputation on terror. She didn't give up on him. At his sentencing, when asked if he had a final statement, Gyu-chul said, quietly, without drama, "I was in love with her." 2 to 4 years. Hua Jin knows what justice looked like on paper that day, and he knows it was nowhere near enough. He didn't join the GPDE because of rage. He joined because of a promise. Gayan spent her whole career believing that adults had a responsibility not to be afraid. He's carrying that belief into every school he walks into. By episode 4, the GPDE's next assignment arrives. Chukmyung Foreign Language High School. A colleague has filed a complaint. A teacher was physically attacked by a student in the middle of class. The team watches the footage. A student, Park Hyun-eung, assaulting a teacher in front of the entire class. No one intervened. No one helped. The room goes quiet. One team member says, "He actually did that." Hua Jin nods slowly. That's our next case. But as episode 4 closes, a bombshell news report drops. A journalist has connected the dots. The GPDE isn't about educational reform. The Minister of Education, Choi Kong-suk, is the father of the teacher who was killed 2 years ago. His lead inspector, Na Hua-jin, was her fiancé. These two men built a government agency out of personal grief and personal rage. This isn't justice, this is revenge, just with a government ID. At the office, everyone looks at Hua Jin. He reads it, sets it down. "It's all true," he says. Silence. A colleague stares at him. "Then what do we say?" Hua Jin looks up. Gayan used to say, "If adults start fearing children, the world is finished."
She's gone, but that idea isn't. I'm not here for revenge. I'm here because she was right, and someone has to keep saying it. He picks up the file for the next case. Now let's get to work. The story doesn't end here, because the problem doesn't end here. Junyong is still in that school. His father is still powerful. The political machine is still grinding at the GPDE from every angle. The opposition wants it shut down. His own allies are wavering. But Gyeong-min walks down the hallway now, head up, shoulders back, in a school where that used to be impossible for him. And Na Hwa-jin is still standing, quiet, unshakable, like something the storm just can't move. Here's what makes this show genuinely special, and why I think it hits so hard even for a Western audience. It's not really about Korean schools. It's about what happens when institutions fail the most vulnerable people inside them, when wealth and power create a shield that rules can't penetrate, when the people who are supposed to protect kids are the most afraid of them. Sound familiar? It's about whether one person, stubborn, principled, and carrying the weight of something personal, can actually change anything at all when the entire system is designed to stay the same. Ga-yeon couldn't. She tried, and she paid the highest price. Maybe Hwa-jin can, not because he's stronger, but because he has nothing left to lose and everything to prove. Chamgyo-yuk is on Netflix right now. 4 episodes are out, and I promise you the first one alone will have you hitting play on the second before the credits even finish. If you want more breakdowns like this, Korean dramas, thrillers, underrated Netflix gems, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below. Do you think the GPDE's methods are justified, or does Hwa-jin cross the line? See you in the next one.